Okay, so no intro or outro towards this video or segment reviews, reaction segment. But if any of you guys truly care about my stuff, you truly give a rat's and if any rappers dare about my stuff, please like, share, comment, share the video around, of course. Hit the bell notification as always. And if you truly care about my stuff, truly and definitely give a rat's butthole about my thing. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Absolute, wonderful, amazing. Just in case the YouTube algorithm, unfortunately, don't subscribe to my channel, my original subscribers, my audience retention peoples, my fan base, my fanatics out there, my absolute wonderful, absolute, Gen Z would probably call it Giga Chads, even though I hate using that word, but whatever, screw it. The absolute goats of all time, the original fandoms, my freaking people that were there for me, my watchers, my original supporters that were there for me, day freaking one. Please come back to me just in case that happened to you. It'll be an unfortunate shame kicking the balls if you guys didn't, but I understand. But other than that, please, that'd be amazing. Absolutely beg the hell out of you if you could. That'd be great if you come back. I appreciate the hell out of you in support in advance. And of course, if any of you guys happen to stumble upon any of my videos or just this channel or any of my other social media accounts in general, if you happen to find me on that type of way, that'd be great if you come along with me on this journey, come along with this amazing adventure of me doing a bunch of reaction views, segment commentary videos. And of course, once in a while, I'll do occasional, rare, video responses, super rare rants and all that stuff. Yada yada, all the good stuff, etc., etc. It'd be great if you could just give me a little bit more of your time. And if not, this is the last time you're ever going to see me. It's a one and done thing. You're never going to see me ever again. At least play me in the background. That'd be great at 2x speed if you want to. Or, it's the last minutes of life you're going to see me and then you're just going to move on. I get it. I totally understand it. It's all classy. It's all gravy. It's all flashy. It's absolutely understandable. Totally water under the bridge. I don't want to make you guys feel something super uncomfortable. I don't want you guys twist your guys' arm and force you to subscribe to the channel. But, hey, if you ever wanted to stay here, I totally understand. That's cool. Pretty badass if you did stay here forever. But if not, hey, 600-700 million plus people in the world and the earth, 7 billion of them probably out there you could be watching instead of me. You know what? Totally agreeable. I get that. But anyways, Assassin's Creed Shadows Attack on Titan collaboration teaser. I know this is from way late last month. I'm probably 3 weeks late on this bitch, unfortunately, as messed up as that crap is. Other than that, I only got 2 different small, tiny little bits and pieces of video game news information and a little bit of current event news. One of them is just a little bit to do, unfortunately, it's a little bit of a depressing fucking video, unfortunately. Has something to do with this freaking asshole piece of garbage, motherfucker. Absolute disgusting fucking garbage humor. Scummy girthbag, motherfucker. Like how other fools out there, like how the old school fools, like how the older pranks in a hood type of dudes. I'm not even going to say their names because they don't deserve any shine or any of that. Hopefully they moved on and actually made something of their fucking pathetic, worthless, spineless piece of shit bag, goddamn cocksucking little pieces of bundles of stick motherfuckers. Disgusting ass pieces of shit garbage life. 2009, 2010, 2012. Hopefully they actually made something of themselves, not just little stupid little boys giggling and laughing. I'm just doing YouTube commentary videos. A world star. Back then I was idiotic fucking world star like that, or tiny chat URL, or all the other shit that was annoying as hell back then. This is, by the way, my junior senior literal college university at the time, so it's crazy as hell as that is. It's unfortunate that's what it was. Other than that, then you had other fools way later on down the line that were real idiotic pieces of crap, like dudes like Sam Pepper was, Ice Poseidon, and all those other fools, and Vusi Tube was. I couldn't stand these freaking D-bags back in the day, man. In the mid-late 2010s. And of course, early mid-2020s, you had even more fools. You had the first nuisance streamer that was in Japan for 2021 or 2022? Even before the Johnny Somali fool started doing that bullshit, which was, I don't know where he came from. I have no idea where the dude was from. I think it was from, I don't know, either Eastern Europe or the Balkans are at, aka a lot of the poor third world country, real world ghetto ass areas of Europe are, which I had no idea the Balkans even were until 2020 when the whole COVID thing happened. I didn't even know places in Europe like that even existed at all, period. Until the whole lockdown shit happened, and I had a lot more extra time in my hands to look at shit. And so I was only able to work one working job instead of 2. The other one, they were forcing people to get the you know what? I don't even know if I can even say it on YouTube anymore. Let's just call it the fucking potion. Like my boy KJ and Richie from Boston was talking. Call it. It was that for a little bit. So I was like, wow. I thought it was funny because I always thought parts of like Central South America, a lot of Latino, Hispanic countries, or mainly a lot of areas in Africa or India, and made a lot of Middle Eastern areas were real super, super extra. And I don't want to call them shitholes like how some racist pieces of craps people motherfucker like to call them, but it's really, really super, super low poverty ass, unfortunately, impoverished ass countries. They got to struggle every day living like that, you know. Even little bits and pieces of like Asia too. So unfortunately, that's just how it is. A lot of first world countries, and to live off the fat of the land while everyone else is suffering like a motherfucker, unfortunately. And that's why I'm thankful as hell. Granted, I don't really say it too much, too often. I'm still going to get to the video reaction, trust me on that. You can just get the first 10-15 minutes of this video if you want to. Or the just part of talking about news, current event updates if you want to hear that all. If you want to hear that instead, I don't know. And it's just, like, it's times like that when I see the rest of the world, I'm like, damn. I am lucky as fuck. I don't talk about it very often. I was born in the first world last country, where there would have been typical, usual suspects, obviously. Like the typical America, like the one I was born in, the East Coast area part of it. Where I moved out to the Southwest West Coast area, which of course is Nevada over here. That one, and then like, of course you got Canada, the one that's further upper north of the United States. I guess Iceland, Greenland, the UK, Australia, all the other parts of Europe over there, and of course some certain areas of Asia. Like you get the jackpot the second you're born in those areas. But if you're born in other countries other than that, your life is either going to be difficult as shit, and some of you probably going to wish it. Can't say the word on YouTube, but and it has has something to do with the rope. I ain't gonna say it. It's the only thing I'm gonna allude to that. The only innuendo I'm giving you is the rope. A lot of people take their lives with the rope. That's all I'm saying. Or the pow-pows nowadays is a more modern way that they unfortunately end their life. I'm not gonna say it either. Or they call it game ending or Minecraft ending or Grand Theft Auto ending. Unfortunately, if their life is that fucking miserable. But others, they just keep, fighting through every day. I commend those fools, even though they have the worst, poorer, even extra poorer life than I do. I mean, I'm almost rich compared to those dudes. It's crazy as hell as that is. But other than that, I'm not here to pity them, saying, oh, we're better than everyone else in the world. So I don't want to come off as an asshole douchebag motherfucker like that either, I gotta stay humble as fuck some days in this world. Some days on this earth, it's absolute shit show for me, and other days, hey, it's the best day of my life, You gotta live, and that's like, it's like I always hear that one saying, you just gotta put one sock in front of the other. You just put one sock just like everyone else does. Just out here until hopefully I make it to heaven, or fortunately I gotta go to the other place. I hope I never go to that other place. Anyhow, this one, Assassin's Creed, like I said here for the past, let's say, almost 9 minutes. Assassin's Creed Attack on Titan collab teaser trailer. I was just going to talk about this as a commentary rant video, but instead, you know what? I'm just going to do a real quick reaction. It's less than 50 seconds long, so it's way short as hell. I was hoping that the freaking trailer is going to be good. I hope it's not shit. As somebody that actually watched every single episode of the AOT series, hoping and praying to God it should have just, because I'm not. I mean, I never really cared too much about the Assassin's Creed series from Ubisoft or Ubisoft. I always forget if it was either EA or Ubisoft that made this shit. So yeah, enough wasting your time, enough BSing and bullshitting around the bush. Let's jump into this. I know this coming Thursday is the whole Jeff Keighley Game Awards thing, along with the whole Digital Circus freaking episode. I'm not sure if that's going to be the final episode or not. Plus, it's probably going to be the 1 out of 9 or 10 videos I do this month, because I want to say if not December 21st or the 22nd is going to be one of the last 2 days I do a video here on YouTube, because the next 3 weeks, so either January 10th, 11th, or maybe the earliest the 10th, the latest the 12th, I'll come back again, because I'm going to be taking a nice little vacation like I always do, just to not get burnt out on YouTube per se, just to like, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, not even mental health wise, but emotionally and like, peacefully wise, like silence wise, I get it, that's the calm, cool collectiveness, extra calm, cool collectiveness, because I need those 3 weeks at least, man. Plus, I want to get more extra time, which I haven't done in like 2-3 months, the shiny hunt. Which, by the way, has nothing to do with the video at all, but I said I wasn't going to play Pokemon Go anymore. I did play a little bit of it the other day, and ironically enough, I got just randomly out of nowhere, I got a Galarian shiny freaking Articuno. Which I was not expecting that shit at all. I didn't do no cheats. I didn't even know if you can spoof on there anymore for Pokemon Go. I doubt it. It's pretty much a cash cow. I know Nintendo got in trouble again because they put a stupid fucking paywall if you want to listen to extra DLC music for the Metroid game that came out not too long ago. So that's a bitch, unfortunately. But anyways, for real now, let's go into it. Let's see how good or bad it is. Let's see if it's crowd. Okay, the music sounded nice. Alright.
We call them Titans. A monster that wields death on a scale you've never seen. We must rescue Galwin before Albrecht and his fanatics force him to shift and destroy everything you've ever known.
Not Annie, but another chick.
And if Galwin succumbs, they'll have a Titan.
Okay. Oh. Okay. That was pretty decent. Oh, the Yasuke dude's still gonna be in that bitch. Okay. I wasn't really crazy about that other one. Hold on. I'm surprised that dude dashed against the world. What was that? 2013, 14, 15? I want to hear what that dude said. The one that he transforms into a Titan. Hold on. I wonder if that's one of the main reasons that people didn't like that. I don't know why my fucking thing got darker unless it's brighter. Oh no, it's still bright. I don't know why it looks darker with that. Whatever. Yeah, so overall thoughts, views, opinions, vibes, feelings, hot takes, harsh, broad opinions, views, hot takes, spicy takes, hell, even like wild takes, random shit, and what else? Raw emotions, and of course, as always, tipping point scales, and problematic take possibly, hopefully not. My vibes and feelings is an original, like just top of the freaking straight out my visual viewpoints of like bland wild takes and concerns and opinions. Top of the dome, top of the hat here. Absolute 100 billion% raw and cut opinions on my whole vibe about this whole thing. Yeah, it's just, I'm not gonna lie, that's not completely super ultra horse shit, what I was seeing other people talk about it and everything, but I can see why people hate it, because it was from that whole 2022, 2023, or last year, 2024, and a lot of people were hating really, really bad on Assassin's Creed Shadows, because the whole, like misinformation sort of, like, twisted SJW history. A lot of, like, people try to make it real politicized, because they put the black dude Yasuke in there, Yasuke, even in that game, and, granted, I think the actual people of Japan, I'm not sure who it was, I think it was, like, a year or two ago, it's in 2023 or 2024. I think the Japanese government themselves, like, I think they did like a 5-6 hour long ass fucking debate speech about how Ubisoft is kind of like, I don't know if they were tampering or did they pretty much just say Ubisoft is pretty much shitting and doing a lot of false claims and disinformation and putting a lot of false statements of Japanese history of how all of this events originally occurred 1,000 years ago, or 700-900 years, or 1,000+ years ago. How the black dude Yasuke or whatever, he wasn't really a real person, he didn't exist, and that's not really how the real history actually happened. They called the Ubisoft out a bunch of times, and Ubisoft was just had both their hands and their fingers in the air, like la 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 la, we're not fucking listening, fuck you, we're gonna do whatever we want. We're trying to stand for all people of color, POCs people, and SJWs, and all the brown people that are always in oppressioning by the evil white people all the time. But we're going to help you guys. And even if it's fake history, we're still going to think it's our truth of history. And like, it pretty much gave the middle finger to Japan and Japanese culture and Japanese people in general, which is one of the stupidest fucking things Ubisoft could ever do. I'm surprised Ubisoft didn't completely get severed ties to any other future Assassin's Creed games. Just the Japanese government even decided to like ban all Ubisoft products permanently after that. for giving the middle finger to all those Asian people over there. But I guess, you know what? I guess when it comes to money, it doesn't matter, I guess. Well, if it was, I don't know, it was China that did that, or fucking, I don't know if Russia or some European country would have did that instead of like fucking America, I don't know. Results might have been different, might have been the same, I'm not sure. Yeah, aside from all that, yeah, the voice, I'm not gonna lie, was kind of cringe a little bit. Maybe that's why the people were hating it too much too. And you know what, rightfully so. It is what it is on that. I don't really give a fuck too much about the Assassin's Creed series. I haven't given a shit about it since, I don't know. It was like the 4th or the 5th Assassin's Creed. I feel like at that point it started getting really stale. It started getting really repetitive. It started getting losing its charm. Like the first 4 Assassin's Creed games out, those were pretty interesting, fascinating ass times. So I think it was like 2008 or 2009 when that shit came out, way back in the day. I was in my late teens, my early 20s, you know, my college student days. And I'll tell you what, those days were, some days were awesome, some days sucked. And I will leave it the fuck at that, because there was other days were extremely dark times where, man, I didn't know if I was even gonna make it to even have my next fucking breakfast, lunch, or dinner, because there were certain days I had to literally fucking starve myself. And I know it sounds crazy coming from a pretty heavy, rotund, overweight dude, but trust me, there were days I had to starve myself for weeks on fucking end just to make sure my college tuition shit was paid for. It was fucking crazy as hell as I was. I didn't get into those details. Anyways, the last 2 things I'll say is this. The only thing I was really good about this trailer was pretty much just the music. That's it. The music was the only thing that was catchy. It was really good. It was really off the chain, off the grass. Just kiss for the music, but man, the graphics didn't look that bad. No, they looked fairly okay. Maybe the gameplay is what people are probably bitching and complaining about, and most they hate it. You know, I haven't looked at any of the gameplay for any of this shit, and then I'd look at the gameplay and see how shitty and terrible the graphics are, and then I can say, yeah, now I see why people hate this thing. It is trash show. It's a shit diarrhea, disgusting ass project that Assassin's Creed and the Ubisoft team did. I don't want to blame too much shit on the whole developers or anything like that, because all these time crunches nowadays with a lot of the way developers are, and a lot of these billionaire, trillionaire CEO people that run a lot of these video game companies don't even give a shit about the fucking gamers anymore, the fans, the fanboys, or the fangirls that are paying $75, $80+ for a single game nowadays compared to how they used to be back in the days, $25, $30, $40, maybe $50, not to like $75, $80, you know. It's a damn shame. It really is. I gotta pay almost $80, $85 just for a single game. And then for the DLC, another $40, $60, $80 again. So it's pretty much altogether $160 to almost damn near $200. Like pretty soon, like gaming is just like the next couple of years from now, maybe less, 15 years from now at the most, 5 years at the least. Video games is only going to be for the super ultra wealthy, rich elite people now. It's not going to be for lower, poor people or middle class people like it was in the 80s and the 90s and 2000s, even 2010s. It's a damn shame, but that's the way I see the video games industry going. They're just headed to not even just a all digitalized future and no more CDs ever again, but just fucking corporate greed and corporate chill soullessness more. I mean, it was already kind of soulless already in the 2000s, 2010s and all that, but at least they put fun and awesome and badassness into those games, you know? They had a soul, they had a conscience, they had like developers that actually gave a shit about the games they were making for these freaking fans that really, really wanted to play. They were itching on that gamer shit. They really wanted to play the hell out of these games and try to get trophy hunts or achievement hunts back when you guys were middle school or high school back in the PS3, PS4, even PS5 era, before the PS5 era even. Or like I was in middle school and high school, like in the GameCube and Xbox 360 and the fucking Xbox One era. And of course Sony for PS2, PS3, PS4. And then for Nintendo, they had the GameCube, Wii, and the Wii U era. It was the Wii U. I never got a chance to play that one because when I was finishing up college, I didn't have no money at all after I got the fuck out of there. I mean, I did, but I had to pay for it in my apartment I showed at the time. I barely had any money for games. If I got a video game, my money got maybe at the most 4 or 6 video games out of the whole year, and that's it. And also more for like my DS and 3DS at the time. And barely for my consoles. And mostly, mainly, the only time I ever got close enough to get anything to a video game console game was mainly on my PC, like cheap ass Steam games, and that was it. If I was even lucky enough to do that. But other than that, yeah, I see why some people are extremely angry as fuck. Some people are pissed off. People that were fanboys and fangirls of the Assassin's Creed series for many years. The Assassins feel like a punch to the fucking face, into the gut with brass knuckles. Hell, with knives on top of that, with pointy brass knuckles, where you probably might go blind. So it must have been a fucking absolute tragedy for you guys seeing this pathetic piece of shit of excuse for a game. And just Ubisoft and EA just being more dickheads, just taking more people's money for no reason. Anyways, let's get into the quick current event news, and I'll see you guys in a quick sec. This time for real, I won't screw up, alright? Because last time I did that, I actually pressed the freaking stop button. Alright, hold on. Alright, so as I was saying in the beginning of the freaking video, this one's from New York Post. Gotta credit to my dude, my boy, my myth, the legend, besides Gordon, the movie guy, and Aki-sons. The other fools I watch occasionally, like Jamal, and who else is out there? My boy Omni, I haven't watched in a while, but I still watch him occasionally, mainly in his YouTube shorts. I barely watch his full videos anymore because they're so long, bro. So damn long. But he's still a funny, super funny ass black dude. Definitely check him out if you want. So this one's from New York Post. My boy Just Koosh, or Call Me Koosh, so I gotta give props to him. I heard some crazy stuff about the Game Awards too. It was not good. This is a wannabe influencer hands out massive machetes to homeless people, and now he's coming to New York City. This comes from Shane Galvin from November 29th. I didn't even know it was that long ago. So it's from a little while back, 2.5, 3 weeks tops. So I'm not even going to get this much guy any 15 minutes of fame. I'm not even going to say his name if I remember not to do that. So it says a wannabe social media influencer went viral this week when he handed out 18-inch machetes and booze to homeless people in Austin, New Orleans. So Austin, Texas, and Louisiana, okay. And a bizarre stunt, he insisted for their benefit. This guy here, I'm not going to say his name, just goes by Mr. Fi, let's call him out. Posted a video on Thanksgiving to TikTok and Instagram and generated more than 14 million views. As, here, you want one of these? Castillo said. So I guess he's Spanish Latino doing nuts bros. He kind of look white though, but then again, a lot of people marry ethnicities. They're gonna look super white. A, B, they're gonna look like my skin tone brown, or C, they're gonna look very black, aka Afro Hispanic Latinos, and maybe Filipino looking. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, just a quick history lesson there. So says as he distributed the potentially deadly weapons. I'm surprised that there's a freaking video to that. I'm not even gonna fucking show it if that happens. So I'm doing that Nick Fuentes thing. I heard of that dude a couple times already. I actually made like a full 45-minute video, not just on Nick Fuentes himself, but like I've heard fools like him way back in the freaking late 90s, early 2000s, and shit was way crazier and unhinged and more edgy at that time. I'm not sure if maybe some edginess is slowly coming back, but other parts of it is still a big no-no nowadays. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah. I guess that was it, the TikTok account thing. So this video is currently unavailable, but the one thing I do know is I gotta give credit to my dude Koosh. I did see little bits and pieces of it. This dude, I don't know if he's hate baiting, rage baiting, as a lot of Gen Z likes to call it. They're hate watching, hate baiting, rage baiting, click baiting nowadays. It'll probably be called clickbait. No. I think it's called like gaslighting, and that word's been used to freaking absolute oblivion, which is crazy. But I don't know. This fool, I'm surprised he didn't go to prison, unless he ended up getting arrested. If he didn't get arrested for all this stuff, like messing around with seniors, I noticed a lot of senior citizens. A lot of those people, like mentally and especially mentally and spiritually, they're extremely screwed out in the head real bad. They're strung out on so many drugs. They're screwed up on so much heroin, cocaine, and the white crack shit or whatever. Which I can't really say it on YouTube. It's called White Angel Snow Dust shit or whatever. Just like the dude from Hell of a Boss. Or no, the other one. Not Hell of a Boss. Has-Been Hotel. Snow Dust. AKA the drug that could probably unalive you if you use it for too many months, weeks, or years, It's sad. And it's a real fucked up, sad thing. For almost the past 37 years of my life, I've been on this earth. And next year, January 29th, it'll be 37 years. And God willing, I keep living past that in my 40s and beyond. And God willing, even more, I get to see the ages 70, 80, 90 years old without passing, kicking them up. Because before that would be the coolest thing ever. Even though sometimes this earth is absolute disgusting ass shithole place to live. You know what? I thank God every day I get to live to see another new day. As much as I sometimes can't stand it, you know what? It's better than being in a way worse place than this. But other than that, yeah. They're already in so much of the lowest of the low. When you stoop out to the lowest of the low, besides being in a prison or a internment camp or worse, Guantanamo Bay or penitentiary center, like in a prison somewhere. I mean, being homeless is just as bad, if not almost worse, because especially if you're a senior that are 60, 70, 80 years old and you're not in your right mind and the drugs got your mind all destroyed into a million pieces and you can't function the same way you did on a mental level compared to how you used to when you were in your teens, 20s, and 30s, when you used to be a younger man or a younger woman at that time. It's fucked up to see some douchebag piece of garbage, human cancer, goddamn absolute disgusting virus piece of garbage motherfucker like this screw over people's lives like, oh, hey, you guys can go have a little bit of machete weapons. Yeah, you know what? Hey, and do whatever you want with it. And he's just laughing like it's a fucking joke. If people did that shit to like his mother or father or somebody that was close to him, like somebody he cared about, or he has his girlfriend, I doubt it. He's a way uglier fat fuck than I am. So I doubt if he has a girlfriend unless she's ugly as shit. I'm not even surprised. Not saying I'm not self-projecting or anything. I'm just making an opinion. Rightfully so, because this is the internet. But other than that, this fool is absolutely full of garbage. If he's that type of people that hurt animals and hurt and harm animals and stuff like that, this dude needs to be locked in prison for the rest of his life, in my opinion. Throw away the key, never let it out. Or worse, give him the unaliving share, if that's even a thing. A lot of that stuff has lethal injections nowadays. That's what a lot of prisons do. They just feed people that type of unaliving Minecraft, some sort of sent out to Valhalla type of thing. But this dude deserves zero attention. Hopefully, if any other of you guys are thinking about becoming some sort of TikTok, for my younger Gen Z or Gen Alpha especially, you're thinking about becoming a social media influencer, this is not how the fuck you do it. This is not the way to freaking try to get 15 minutes of fame on it. You're better off doing traditional shit to try to become at least a doctor or lawyer or construction worker, something that actually, you give better meaning to your life in society instead of throwing it the fuck away like this dumbass motherfucker is doing. But anyways, more happier news. I can get to it. Alright, there we go. There was another one on Event Hubs and another site, whatever, than Silkorana. Well, I was going to read it on here anyway. So it says, go Nintendo.com. I've read nothing from this site. Probably since May or June, I don't know. This virtual VTuber, I got more better positive eye news. Akami Pororo, hopefully it says Akami Amake Poraru, says real-time commentator coming to Street Fighter 6 December 16th, devilishly angelic. It comes from Jay Moldano. I'll just read a little bit here. It says members of the esports organization reject popular streamer Akame Pororo will appear as a guest commentary on December 16th. This Japanese commentary track can be seen in color commentaries and commentary settings as Street Fighter 6 herself, Amaki Pororo, brings cheerful yet fair commentary, making her matches even more fun. Additionally, in celebration for Amake Pororo joining the fabulous commentary lineup, all players who log in during December 16, 2025 to March 3rd, next year, 2026, will be giving a special title. Okay, badass, cool shit. Be sure to use it and become an angel devil yourself. That's so funny the way they say this shit like that. It's just shouldn't really be funny, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it because when it comes to politics, religion, science, faith, and all that, a lot of people get butt heads with a lot of that type of shit. But somebody obviously that grew up in a very strict Christian evangelical household, it's not fun. You didn't just see these things as little cartoon characters. You actually truly believe that these things that were whether they work for the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Jesus, okay, the angel things, or the opposite, which works for the devil or the Antichrist or Lucifer, Satan, or the bad, evil thing that controls everything on this earth, unfortunately. Which hopefully one day God just takes all that shit away and, God willing, makes it hurt than it is in heaven. Not the whole hardcore expert of remember all the freaking Bible verses of the Bible from Old and New Testament, but he's somewhere in the Bible says, oh, he will make earth that it is in heaven, whatever it was. If any of you guys are actual hardcore Christians out there that happen to stumble upon us, probably know what verse that is. Anyways. I really, really hope, honestly, that there's a day, that even if anime manga girls were to become real, my God. And the closer we have to it right now is just with VTubers, but on top of that, oh man, I have no idea how crazy that shit would be. I'm not gonna say it would be a mind frick, but it'd be more of like a hugest acid trip humanity's probably ever gone to. But I think the whole UAP UFO shit was probably gonna end up happening first, way before anime or manga girls become real life, or even video game girls. I'd be wild as shit. But yeah, I guess she was a real famous Japanese VTuber. I never heard of this one before, so it was the first time I ever heard about it. It was a video about it. I don't know if I want to react to it or not. We'll see. And if not, this is probably the only time I'm going to hear about it. And that's it. Links to search about down below. Cartel on the side. Wiping my hands clean with this one, and I'm done here. Stay tuned for future content channel. Good video mainstream news, I'm news, review drama news, virtual VTuber drama news, and of course stuff from Sports Kita, Dexterity, that per place. Sometimes even go Nintendo. Who knows? And of course, stay tuned for more future stuff, either super hyper ultra reaction review segments or regular reaction reviews, like normal ordinary reaction commentary review segments from either indie cartoon news, indie cartoon videos, video game industry news, or video game trailers, possibly like this one, yeah. And of course stuff either live action or animation versions of movie trailer video commentary reaction review segments, commentary material, stuff I do as well. And once in a while, Elon Musk news, and once in a while, very rare, like radio responses. And of course, besides rant news, extremely rare video response news, a super rare technology news. I rarely ever do any of that, but if I ever do it, something to do with social media, like problematic, like rant drama news, which I haven't done in a while, I'll get onto it if I can, whenever there's time. Stay tuned for your channel, and then that's it. Stay in the grind, stay easy, stay safe, healthy, be yourself. Peace out on the shortcut, lazy mind. See you guys on the flip side. Stay extra safe, cautious, vigilant. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, take it easy. Stay happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Xmas, Merry Holidays. And if you don't celebrate any of that shit, just have a good day or good night in general, or wherever you're at in the world. I'll see you whenever I materialize new video content. All right, take it easy, everyone. I'm out. Later.